Eastern Illinois head coach Adam Cushing. The Panthers coming off a home loss against Tennessee State. They're going to go on the road. They're going to play Southeast Missouri State, who's coming off a narrow loss against nationally ranked UT Martin last week. That's Saturday afternoon. So, Coach, some thoughts on your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, obviously not a very good performance this past week. Letting that game get away from us, and that's most disappointing because we had a great crowd in here for homecoming. Bunch of great former Panthers back, had our '78 national championship team back. So we got to play better, and we talked a lot about it as a team, and we've had some great conversations since the game. And I think what I'm truly most proud of is we just walked off the practice field and there was incredible effort. And then, because to be frank, you get beat like that and that can start to waver a little bit, especially right away. And but they just showed up because they know what we're capable of as a team, and it's on us as coaches to achieve what we're capable of.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. Dan is with us. Dan, I'll let you go ahead.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Coming into the season, I'm sure you didn't expect the offense to be what it has been the last 3 weeks. Having had a chance to look at, film now, what do you see are some of the main issues with the offense?
Yeah. Obviously there's a little bit of everything. The thing that is getting us beat is turnovers, right? We're giving them the ball because our defense is playing capably. And in some instances, that fourth down goal line stand this past Saturday, I said it to the defense and to the team, some of the best defense I've ever seen played in my life. I mean, it was just so passionate. It was passionate from guys that aren't always the most passionate guys. It was an incredible performance by the guys. And so, we're putting our team in bad spots by just not having the ball often enough. We're not sustaining drives well, by just taking the nickels, right? What happens, and it's not it's not uncommon with a young football team, but that's just an excuse that doesn't matter. But we have a turnover after a great drive, and then we start pressing, trying to take the things that aren't there instead of just taking the things that are there. And that's top to bottom, and that's everybody just starting to, you talk all the time as a coach, just, hey, play this play and play this game. And in this moment, we talk about what's important now. That's you can see it over my shoulder here, the foundation of our program, but there's a cumulative effect when you're human. And so it's just making sure that these young men, and what I said to them this morning was, hey, we had some incredible performances where we've just been inches away, a fourth down stop at Illinois State, just not enough time left against Indiana State. And yet you can forget that stuff in a big hurry. So we've just got to trust and believe, because that's what I think what wavered. Why we didn't continue to just do what we do is because we just wavered in some of that stuff.
Looking at Southeast Missouri, I got kind of a twofold question. One is obviously Geno Hess. I mean, he's, one of the top backs in the country. And then they have generally played 2 quarterbacks, so what challenge does that, bring on, knowing it's going to be 2 different guys?
Yeah. Obviously Geno Hess is going to take plenty of our attention as it is. Right. So we've got to do a great job of knowing where he is. They do a great job running the ball. They're simple and sound up front. Obviously as an O-line coach, I love just watching guys that block it well. And then, he's that type of back that if there's 4 blocked there, he's getting more than 4. Right. And so he's going to get double that, and sometimes making it explosive. And then obviously at the quarterback position, it's really, the offenses aren't drastically different when he's in there, when the 2 guys are in there. So it's more, they want to run the football, but then they've made their share of explosives in the pass game too, so it's, they're a really good football team. I mean, as evidenced by the really tight football game they've played against UT Martin and then against Murray. They've been some really, really good games. So it's going to be a really fun one.
I got one more for you, and then I'll turn over to Kyle. You've talked about the defense, and just to kind of single one guy out, Jordan Miles has really emerged, out of the spring into this fall. So I guess just give me a few comments about Jordan's play.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of him. And it's certainly the guy that we knew we recruited. And in the spring, it was his first time playing college football. And it's never been the speed of the game for Jordan, because he moves pretty fast, as you can see out there. He's an explosive young man. It's more just about him trusting himself. And you saw it really come on at the end of the spring. If you look at his film from early in the spring to the end of the spring, he was a different player, and he's taken that same jump. But he does that because of the way that he shows up to work every day. I mean, if you watched him practice today, you would think it was game day because of how fast he practices. It's not a coincidence that he's finding the success on Saturday.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Coach, I want to ask you about Jalen Benefield. Got to play. That was his first game, I believe, of the season. We talked about him in the preseason. And what did you think of his performance? And you see him ramping up and getting better each game, since it's been a while since he played?
Oh, it was really good to see him. It was really good to see him on the field. Obviously, he's a heck of a football player. You saw that from the first time we handed him the ball. But he also has it mentally and leadership wise, and he's going to mean a lot to the offense. When a player of that caliber, again, not just playing ability, but leader of that caliber is absent, there was it was felt. So I'm excited that he's back in it, and we wanted to be smart. We didn't want to just run him out there and play him in 80 plays in the game, in his first action. But we're excited to finally have him going here and ready to truly be full go.
And this probably a silly question, but as he gets going, who does that really help out else on the team? Who gets more chances when he's running the ball and catching some passes and people start keying on him? Who should we look to maybe get more production?
Well, I mean, obviously, as a guy that we've been handing it to Harrison a bunch, but the ability to have them both out there on the field some is going to make us a little more dangerous, right? And then obviously when he's out there on the field and they've got a key on him a little bit, you got, Isaiah Hill is working his way back, and, they're both kind of in that same position where we didn't want to just throw him to the wolves and set him back, because you play that game so fast, so violently. Sometimes, the injury they're coming back from isn't the problem. It's a different soft tissue, something, right? And so we wanted to do the right thing for them as young men. And, but there's you see a few more weapons getting out there, and that's going to it makes everything, it just spreads everything out. Aaron Folks, Dwayne Cooks, Tyler Ringwood, some of those guys that have been weapons for us. It's going to be a little looser for them, I would think.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Kyle.